Today we are going to be doing something that we have never done on YouTube. We are going to do a tour of our chateau, the whole thing. We are going to be showing you all of the rooms that we've never shown before, the rooms we didn't want to show you, because we want to show you the reality of living in a chateau as a family whilst we're renovating it. Come with me. This is what I call our boot room or mud room, and we recently finished it. We've created a lot of storage here for all of our many jackets and shoes, and we went for a light colour on here, which was a little bit controversial because a lot of people warned that it was going to get very muddy. And I can report back that it's not perfectly clean. But you know what? That's the reality of having a family living in a house, and it doesn't bother me at all. Next, we're going to go into what is our kitchen. This is where we spend all of our time, well, pretty much all of our time as a family. We love cooking in here. We love inviting our friends here. Even though we have a dining room, we end up hosting and entertaining in here because it's just such a lovely space. When we moved in here, we still had our guest house open, and at the time we had a very small temporary kitchen back here. So we were desperate to get the kitchen in use for our guest house. So we didn't quite finish some of the things. For example, these cupboards are not painted. We never quite figured out, we put our fridge in here, and the concept was to attach somehow a mechanism that would attach to the fridge door so that when we opened this, it was, you know, it's hidden, but then it was opening as we opened this door. And currently, it's not very practical.
The problem with this door is it doesn't open like a normal cupboard door from a kitchen cupboard you would buy from IKEA or something, because it's different, it's thicker. So the angle that this door describes when it opens isn't compatible with the angle of the fridge door. So it's kind of complicated to explain, but it doesn't go parallel, and all the mechanisms you can buy are meant for different type of doors. So we will find something. It needs to be something like a double axis, and it's shifted, etc.
And Philip, you never put the plumbing to make the ice machine work inside it.
In Europe, we don't use ice much often, so we've never done that. But our fridge could make ice, which seems to be a normal thing in the US, but in Europe, it's quite a fancy and exceptional thing.
Yeah. Another thing we regret is not putting some marble on this part here underneath the coffee machine. We knew that it was going to get wet and we needed to protect it, so we thought we could just varnish it, but unfortunately that wasn't enough and it's very stained. Another thing was that we planned to have a library ladder that we could use to access those top cupboards, and we haven't yet got one, so that's another thing that we need to finish. And this is our laundry area, which we never show because it's a big embarrassment. We just created it out of whatever we had left over in this back kitchen area. This used to be the 18th century kitchen. And when we were living here, we suddenly realized that Philip needed an office, and we also needed a downstairs toilet for us to use as a family. And we needed washing machines and tumble dryers and things like that. So we created this in this tiny little corridor space. And it does work well, but there's one thing that we didn't finish. We always planned to make a nice kind of little wooden surface here, and we never got round to it. So right now, it's just got random buckets and window cleaning equipment. Also, this sink, I regret this sink. We need to have like a tap with a hose or something, because trying to clean this huge sink is a nightmare.
But that's your fault, because you wash out all your painting stuff in here.
Yeah, there's always some kind of painting equipment down here.
So this is, I mean, people know this place because I work in here from time to time and film myself. But this is my editing room, and it works really well. It's tiny, but I like it. I have a beautiful view. I have shelves with all kinds of stuff, another shelf with all kinds of stuff. And here, most importantly, all the gear you can see here is sailboat gear, sailboat accessories. So this is the very exciting part, which I can't reveal you now. I love the color, I chose it.
It's not my favorite color, but it's your room, so we never finished painting this door. Philip?
This door? Which door?
This door.
Oh, no, that's true, yeah.
This door has never been painted.
Yeah, because we don't know what color we paint that room anyway, so we decided there's no point in painting that.
And there's also another thing in here, in this laundry room, that we've never shown, and it's this doorway.
Oh, there's a little detail. I never finished this corner, and nor this one. You see, there's another ugly corner.
Here is where the kids play a lot of the time, and actually it's also Ziggy's kind of bed and sleeping spot as well. So it's often covered in dog hair. We ended up putting our old sofa from our old house in here because we didn't know where to put it in the chateau. It's really not chateau kind of style. This room is just, it's constantly a mess. It's chaos. I've tried to tidy up a little bit for you guys because it was just too much. It was an embarrassment. We've got some very ugly IKEA cheap furniture in here, and we just needed to find storage. So we just went to IKEA one day.
And that's one room where I really don't like the color as well.
Yeah, this was a room where we really struggled with the color. We ended up painting it this weird, it was like a swimming pool blue color. And it was so horrible, we had to repaint it as soon as we finished. In here is our dining room. This room here, we haven't quite finished. I love the color, but we haven't quite found all of the furniture that we need.
We haven't found any of the furniture.
We just found some beautiful chairs that we bought on auction, but they need reupholstering. There's so much to do in here to make it finished. For example, I never got round to putting a top coat of paint on the radiators. We don't actually have any curtains. And it's currently a room that we don't use a huge amount because we tend to host our friends in the kitchen. So it does get used, but not really for its real purpose. This is our main entrance to the chateau. And when we had our guest house, this is where our guests would enter. But it's not a very practical space. Where do you hang your coats? So that's why we always use the side entrance over there. We did a lot of renovation in here to bring some of the features back in here. This is one of the most finished rooms. Right now it looks a little plain. We could probably find some more art, but we quite like it very minimal. Philip, what is this room?
Well, the problem is we don't know. That used to be our breakfast room, but since we closed the guest house, it's empty. I think it would be a really beautiful living room because, funny enough, we don't have a proper living room with a nice sitting area to watch TV or something, and I think that would be ideal. But because it's a big room, it would need a big sofa, a big carpet, and those things are expensive, so we are hesitating, and we need to find something nice. Look at this mirror. You did a very good job in the other room. I think it would deserve to be in gold.
Yes, I need to gild that, definitely.
It's a beautiful room. It gets the morning light. It's super nice. I can imagine sitting here and relaxing. The problem is we don't even have time to sit down and watch TV right now. So it's somehow not a priority to create a living room, even though probably if we had a living room, we probably would take the time and sit down and relax from time to time.
Through here is the evening salon, and it's the room that we do use sometimes to watch TV and put the fire on in the winter. And it's a very cozy spot. For now, we have these chairs that I bought secondhand, and you can see that they're getting a little bit trashed because they were intended just to be sat on, you know, in a very sort of respectful way. Unfortunately, with the kids, they kind of get climbed all over, and yeah, they need to be reupholstered basically. I still really love it. I just think we could bring it back to being a more formal evening room. Over here is something we don't like to show very often. It is the TV. I would ideally like to do is have some kind of artwork or some shelving with the TV that's kind of set back into the cupboard, and then have some art on top of it or something that we can kind of hide it away when we're not using it.
I know this is one of our dear subscribers' favorite room, animated. It's a wonderful room. But we always show the lower part, and there's a good reason for that. Because up here...
You still haven't found a nice light fitting.
Same here, inside the toilet. I need to switch the light on. It's our guest toilet.
Also no light fitting, and also no ventilation.
No.
Hatch.
Well, there's a ventilation, but there's no hatch. So. This is our wine storage, dog food storage, everything storage. Mind your head, Anna, whilst you're filming.
And a lot of plumbing and wires, electric wires and plumbing is going on down here.
This is what we call our private Centre Pompidou. We had to re-plumb the whole house, and the electricity is completely new. It's finished, but we never really managed to sort it out here for different reasons, but mainly because we don't really know what we're gonna do here. Maybe we're gonna make a wine cellar and keep the heating thing in another room. And here we have another funny thing, an incident with our plumber. He was about to install a water softener, and he brought all the materials here, but he then never showed up again. It's definitely a future project. It could be nice to turn it into a wine cellar, maybe a table, a tasting cellar.
We don't actually have any wine down here though, do we, Philip?
No, because you drink it all the time.
We tend to drink what we have.
Where are we heading?
Upstairs to the first floor. This is where we used to have our guest rooms. Right now, they've all been a little bit transformed into my workspaces. So this is the pink room, which is now my studio space, and I'm loving it. I am getting very messy in here, very creative. I think I could do with some better storage solutions. I mean, at the moment, I have found this old IKEA cupboard from our old house, and it doesn't lock anymore. So I've currently taped it up to kind of keep it in place.
Original solution.
Yeah. In here was the blue guest room, and now has been transformed into my upholstery studio. This is what these rooms are either used by our friends and family when they come to stay, or for storing stuff. Maybe some of the wallpaper needs to be a little bit repaired, but this room isn't too bad. There's another hidden door behind here. And this used to go into what was probably like a nursery, but we transformed it into the ensuite bathroom for this green room. And then we thought, oh, it would be good to use this space as a cupboard. We never really finished it. It's still got like the raw plasterboard, it's got the pipes exposed. I think that we need to sort out at some point. We need to put some nice shelving in.
Or we just close the door and forget about it.
I think there's not too much to say in this room, so thankfully for one of the rooms there's not too much else to do. Maybe the fire plate needs a little bit of repair, and the marble.
No, it's all character. It adds to the character.
Yeah.
This room is perfect. There's nothing to do. Maybe new lights.
Maybe some new lampshades.
Yeah.
This is a little broken and wonky. And through here in the ensuite bathroom, it's pretty okay actually. I wouldn't change anything in here.
Dressing room. Almost done.
Almost.
Yeah.
Some wallpapering to do, some light sockets to put in.
The floor has to be sanded. The light fitting is missing. Anna's gonna make some wallpaper here. Mirrors on the wall, but the plug sockets, but other than that, done. Just need to move in.
And we also need to furnish it. We need to find a nice mirror for this wall here. But it's a big improvement.
Just giving you a quick tour because you can see all the work on these rooms in our current video series. But here, the bathroom, a shower, there's a hidden toilet in here, and the bath that I just renovated will be here. So painting to do here, and after the painting is done, furnishing, and we need to source lights. And here, our future master bedroom. I love the color on the wall. With the floor sanded, it will look perfect. There's still a lot of painting to do. The windows need to be painted, and again, all the light fittings. It took us a long time to renovate the spaces you have seen in this video, and the spaces you still will see. And a lot of people made fun of us, saying we are slow here in the comments. But the reason is we needed to learn so many new skills along the way and find the style that suited us for this really particular space. We never lived in an 18th century building before. Now, luckily, not every creative endeavor needs to be so complicated. For instance, when it comes to create your own homepage, there's an excellent tool called Squarespace, an all-in-one website platform for individuals and businesses, which helps you to stand out and succeed online, and also happens to be this week's ad. Web pages created with Squarespace always look good and are easy to navigate because they have been built using well-designed templates which you choose according to your needs and your style. It's an ideal platform to run an e-commerce business, to show your portfolio to the world, or to have a page where people can book appointments or subscribe to online classes. It now offers an easy way to invoice clients and get paid for your services without having to use third-party tools or different programs. I strongly suggest check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, head over to squarespace.com/how-to-renovate-a-chateau to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Now I'm going to take you up to our second floor, which we have never shown you on one of these tours before. We have shown it maybe to our patrons, and perhaps you've seen some pictures, but this is a first for YouTube. Up here we have some random cardboard boxes containing, I think, spare bedding. We just never found somewhere to put it. Another thing you will notice is that the floor is not finished here, because initially we wanted to create a wall here with a door to make this into a completely private apartment. And we were planning to put down some seagrass carpet. In the end, we decided actually we didn't want to do that anymore, and we have never finished it. Through here is our private family apartment, and I love it up here. It's very cozy. We're under the roof, and it has a very kind of cottagey feel. So a lot of people wonder why we haven't moved downstairs onto those big first floor rooms. And the reason was that we quite liked it up here. It was a little bit of a cocoon, very cozy. And especially with our daughters being very young, we felt that it was nice. They felt very safe. They were very close to us. So through here is their bedroom. They currently share a bedroom. I'm not sure for how much longer, because I think Lily would be ready to have her own bedroom. This was actually my very first wallpaper I did, and I made a hand-painted design which I then printed digitally. I never really finished putting proper curtains up, so we've done some kind of improvised curtains in here. So out here is my only hanging storage, which is not a lot, and that's one of my issues I have here. We have a huge amount of space, but we don't have enough storage. So we used an old cupboard that we found. These are beautiful 18th century doors, and then Benoit helped us to repurpose them and make a cupboard out of it. And through here is definitely a room of doom. I really don't want to show you, but I'm going to give you a very, very quick glimpse, and it's a room that we need to sort out desperately. And I want to know in the comments if anybody else has this kind of room of doom that they just throw stuff in. Please tell me I'm not the only one. Oh my goodness, it's gone crazy. It's chaos in here. Can you see the chaos? Clothes, bedding, towels, spare mattresses. I mean, we could put them in our attic space. You'll understand why they are not in there when I show you in a second. And in here is our bedroom. So we are in the servants' quarters of the chateau, and I think that at a later date, they probably did some renovation and added some more beautiful detailing, because we do have a nice mirror in here, a really pretty fireplace. This is one of my storage solutions at the moment. This chair that I upholstered has now become a spare sort of jumper storage. In here is our bathroom, and it's our family bathroom, so the kids use it as well. I think there's a couple of things that I regret that we have never got round to actually doing, and that is finding some proper storage in here. This is just a charity shop find. It's quite ugly. We never fitted a shower curtain with a rail, so we have this shower, but we can't actually use it. So there's a couple of little things that we could finish. So here we have like a small double bedroom for our family, and a little ensuite bathroom. But we hate the colour in here. We painted it grey for some reason. It's okay, but it could do with some love, I think. It was done very quickly. We have a random light fitting which is hanging from the ceiling, but it works. Our family are happy to stay in here, so.
Through here, it's our attic space.
I have to watch my step because there are some missing tiles.
Yeah, some deadly traps.
This was organised earlier this year by Philip, where he put all his tools, but it's again transformed into a chaos. So we definitely need to tidy up in here, don't we, Philip?
That's going to be a huge project, because we need to separate things we need, things that we don't need anymore, and then reorganize everything.
I think some of them we're giving away to charity.
Yeah.
Some stuff is just random things that need to be thrown out or just reorganized. Through here is the second part of our attic space.
And it's even more messy.
Even more messy. Oh my goodness. Chaos in here. We have so much stuff in here. When we first moved, it was completely empty. And we have a huge amount of spare insulation. For some reason, we over-ordered. And so we just kept it here. I think we should just try and resell it because we don't
Or
need...
insulate the roof.
And there's also a huge amount of kids' toys that I put up here and just need to get them to the charity shop.
But isn't that a beautiful space? Look at it.
It is a beautiful space.
Imagine this one renovated. And if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see our next big renovation projects, please consider subscribing and leave us a like or comment. That helps us enormously as well. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
And one more thing, to celebrate International Chateau Day on the 14th of July, we're giving 20% off all our candles with the discount code Chateau20. Link to our shop lefleur.fr in the description of this video.